That beautiful golden brown color. That delicious spicy flavor.
Just like a canvas back.
Pumpkin pie is always a special dessert. And pumpkin pie made with pet milk, that good sweet milk evaporated to double richness, is an extra special treat on anybody's table.
Yeah, but what that's got to do with...
Mary Lee Taylor's pet milk pumpkin pie recipe is featured at your grocery.
Yeah, but...
Stop in.
Hey.
It's terrific.
Look, Ducky. Milky.
Yes, pal.
You want to go with us? We're leaving at 4 in the morning. It's only 8 p.m. now. That gives you several hours to get ready.
No. Thanks, pal. Count me out.
Oh, aren't you a hunter, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, indeed I am, Molly. In fact, I expect to do some big game hunting this weekend.
Big game hunting?
Yes, there's a big football game in town, and I'll be hunting for tickets. So long, pal.
Mr. Wilcox enjoys his little jokes, doesn't he?
Even a little bitty one. He kills himself. And it couldn't happen to a guy who deserves it more. That was for 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm so keyed up.
Oh, look, dearie, now. You've got about 8 hours before the boys get here.
Yeah.
Let's set the alarm clock, and then go to bed and get a good night's sleep before you go.
Hey, that's a wonderful idea, kiddo. Can I take my duck call to bed with me? Then if I wake up, I can practice a few.
Leave it here.
Okay.
You run on upstairs to bed. I've got a few little things to do, and then I'll turn in, too. A good night's sleep will do.
Oh, they went to bed early, but the sleep they got wasn't too good. At regular intervals, a plaintive little voice cried out in the darkness.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
What? What is it?
It's me, kiddo. You asleep?
Not now, McGee.
Oh.
Somehow an elbow driven into my ribs seems to disturb me. Just sensitive, I guess. What's the trouble?
Are you sure you set the alarm clock?
Of course I'm sure. It can't be more than 12 o'clock, and you've waked me up 6 times since we went to bed.
Oh, I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm just on edge.
Well, get off your edge and try sleeping on your back. Good night.
Good night. Molly. Hey, Molly.
What?
It's me again.
Who else?
Are my feet out of the blankets, Molly? I got a feeling my feet are uncovered.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I don't want to catch cold. Can you see if my feet are uncovered?
Do they feel like they're uncovered?
Well, I can't tell with these boots on.
Go to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
Molly. Hey, Molly.
You can spare the elbow, dearie. I'm awake.
Oh. Say, do you suppose I ought to call Doc and Latrivia and remind them? You suppose they might forget?
No, they'll be here. Can't you sleep at all?
No, I can't get my mind off them ducks.
Have you tried counting sheep?
Sure, but it don't work. Web feet.
Try again. Good night.
Good night.
All right, dearie. It's 3:30. Time to get up. Well, what do you know? He's asleep. McGee, wake up. Well, if this isn't... Keeps me awake all night because he wants to go duck hunting. Well, by the 7 sisters of Morris Murphy, he's going. McGee! Oh, dear, there's the boys and early. Just a minute, I'm coming. I don't know what there is about a ringing alarm clock that makes him sleep like that, but he's all...
Good morning, Molly. Hello, my dear.
Come in, boys. Himself is still asleep up there.
Great.
His gear is all piled in the living room, except his shells. I put them here on the hall table.
Good. You going with us, Molly? Yes, why don't you come along?
Oh, no, no, thanks, boys. I just hate to see you kill those pretty little...
Waste of time, Latrivia. Throw the covers off him. That's it. Now, you grab his foot. I got the other one. Great Scott. Asleep with his boots on. Oh, that's what it is. I thought I grabbed a hot water bottle. Come on, let's yank him out of it. Never even phased him. Frankly, I don't think the pleasure of his company is worth the trouble. At this point, I'm just stubborn. Yeah. So am I. Grab his foot again, Doctor. We'll drag him downstairs like pulling a sled. Okay. Ready? Let's go.
Some nephew, what? McGee, for goodness sake.
I think he's coming to, Doctor.
Oh, well, did the clock go off? Oh, hi, Molly. What are you doing up? Hey, what am I doing down? Oh, hi, fellas. You ready already? Well, come on, let's go duck hunting. Where's my gun? Where's the gun? Where's my gun? Where's my pants? Come on, let's go hunting.
The King's Band. Keep moving, fellas. Let's get down by the lake and get settled before daybreak. Oh, it's cold out here.
So, you're slapping my earmuff.
Now, watch your step here, because there's a deep mud hole right there. Walk round it, Doctor. Thank you. Over your boots, McGee?
Yeah. Ever step in a hole in your life that it wasn't over your boots? Drying that duck blind.
Come on, here's our blind here, fellas. Oh, between those willows. Quiet now.
My gosh, you call this a duck blind? Just a cornstalk fence with a willow roof over it.
If you don't like it, my boy, I have a suggestion.
You'll have to do, I guess. My gosh, there's only one real way to make a duck blind.
Well, how would you make a duck blind?
Stick my finger in his eye. Don't you get it, Molly? Oh, she didn't come.
Shall I shoot him, Latrivia, or do you want to match me for it? I'm afraid we can't shoot him unless he runs, Doctor. Against the law to shoot them sitting.
Comedy. Getting light, anyhow. Now, look, when them ducks start flying over, you guys watch yourselves. Because when I start shooting, I get a little frantic, you see? shoulders. Look, can you see them way out there on the other side? Where? Oh, I see them. Oh, boy, is my trigger finger itching. Well, scratch it and get your head down. McGee, down, stupid. Hand me the shells, somebody. Boy, oh boy, will I murder them now. Now, look, you guys. I'm a guest here, so I'll shoot first. If I get a limit, then you guys can go ahead and shoot at the next batch.
Hold it. They're getting up out there. Yeah. Watch it. They're just starting to swing this way. And they're...
Missed.
Nice shooting, McGee. You'd waited till they got just a mile or two closer, you might have hit one.
Here comes another flop. Now, let him get closer now. Let him get closer. Don't shoot too fast now, you guys. How many we get?
None. I think I must be leading them a little too far. My sights must be bent a little.
One I shot at ducked. Just as I pulled the trigger, he swerved. Otherwise, I'd have got... Shut up and shoot! We're gonna go! How many we get?
None. I must be shooting high. I must be shooting low.
Oh, that dreaded bunch dodged that time. What's the matter with them ducks? They're supposed to fall. Come on now. Molly will make us some coffee.
Yes, she should be very pleased with us, fellas. She didn't want us to kill those poor little ducks in the first place.
Hey, I forgot about that.
Well, welcome home, mighty hunter.
Oh, it's nice to be back.
How was the duck hunting? How many did you get?
None.
Not even one?
Not even one.
Lake was loaded with them, but we couldn't. Yeah, but... well, look, Doc and Latrivia, I got a confession to make to you men. I didn't try to hit those ducks.
What?
No. Molly felt so bad about us shooting them that I just couldn't bear to kill those little ducks. That's why I missed every shot on purpose. I aimed behind them every time.
Well, you're sweet, dearie.
What an inspiration. Well, I may as well break down also. I too, turned soft-hearted, Molly.
Did you?
I could have murdered those mallards, but for your sake, I shot behind them every time. You fellas aren't going to ace me out on this thing. I can miss ducks on purpose, too.
Huh?
I shot behind them, too, Molly, every time, just for you, my dear.
Ah, well, I'm so glad it turned out this way, boys. You've all been so sweet that, I'll confess something, too.
Huh? You? What?
I sat up half the night last night taking the BBs out of everybody's shells and filling them up with sand. Come on in the kitchen, boys. The ham and eggs are ready.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. When a young woman marries and starts to keep house, one of the first things she wants to learn is how to cook the foods her husband likes. And Pet Milk gives you young wives the help you want, because on every tall can of Pet Milk, there's a husband-tested recipe. Before any recipe is put on the Pet Milk label, it's sent out to homes like yours, where the wives try the recipe and report what their husbands say about it. And on pet milk labels, you get only those recipes which have been given a big OK by the husband. This, of course, is just one of the extras you get when you get pet evaporated milk. Extra richness is another because pet milk is double rich, concentrated to double richness by evaporation. That means extra amounts of nourishing milk substances, too. And then there's extra economy, for pet evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. So, for husband-pleasing recipes, for extra goodness and extra economy, get pet milk, the first evaporated milk, the first choice of good cooks.
Let me check that again, Molly. You say the shells you put the sand in were in this box right here?
Of course. That's the box of shells you boys use, dearie.
That's the box of shells that Doc and Latrivia used, but I had a pocket full from last year that I shot with.
What?
Yeah.
Good one?
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah. I must have been shooting behind them. Good night.
First evaporated milk, pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Most women go to a fortune teller sometime in their lives, but probably not every woman has young wife Sally Carter's experience. Because right after the fortune teller visit, she gets unexpected money, and three handsome men come into her life. And what Sally Carter discovers, any fortune teller would have had quite a time predicting, as you'll hear in the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. On the same program, you'll hear the Pet Milk recipe of the week for cranberry salad, a tempting and colorful salad that's easy to fix. For a double measure of good listening, turn your dial to NBC next Saturday morning for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor.
Next, it's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
The Pet Milk program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Evaporated milk, Pet Milk presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Ken Christie, and me, Arnold Wilson. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. The woman who's been married a while and whose babies are now school age has no question in her mind about what brand of milk to buy for her family. She gets Pet's evaporated milk because she knows by experience there is no better milk. She's seen her babies grow strong and sturdy on Pet milk and knows that no milk is easier for a baby to digest. No milk has a better balance of the milk minerals and vitamin D needed for building sound bones and teeth. She also knows how easy it is with Pet milk to fix the kind of good, nourishing food her husband and youngsters like best. Fix it for less money, too, because Pet milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. And she knows that Pet evaporated milk isn't a milk substitute. It's the real thing. Good, sweet country milk made double rich by evaporation. There's no better milk, that's for sure. So, for you young wives who are just beginning to keep house, begin now to use the brand of milk found in so many happy homes across the country. Pet brand, Pet evaporated milk. There are many children's nursery rhymes which seem to apply to grown-up people as well. For instance, some like it hot, some like it cold, has caused an argument 20 years old in the home of Fibber McGee and Molly.
McGee, are you tinkering with that thermostat again?
I'm not tinkering with it, Molly. I'm turning up the heat. Doggone it, this room's colder than a banker's heart.
McGee, McGee, I don't think you're actually cold at all. I think it's just your imagination.
Oh, imagination, eh? I suppose it was my imagination when I got up in that walk-in icebox you call a bedroom and had goosebumps so big I had to shave each one separate.
Oh, now, McGee, you...
And I suppose it was imagination when I sat down to breakfast and didn't have to. Them guys are like plumbers. Which you call them plumbers on account of they plumb forgot you ever called them.
Well, I don't like to say this, dearie, but I think I can tell you why you stay cold and I stay warm in the same room.
Why?
Because I move around and do the work while you sit there like a king.
Oh.
You'd keep warm, too, if you'd ever condescend to get up off your royal rusty-dusty.
Now, just a darn minute, kiddo. Name one thing you do around here that I don't do.
I make the beds. I sweep the floors. I cook the meals. I beat the rugs. I wash...
Please, Molly, please. When I ask you to name one thing, just name one thing. Hey, I think I'll call that furnace man again. Hand me the phone. Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the furnace man. His office, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Mert? Tis, eh? What say, Mert? Your boyfriend at the airbase. Testing a jet and like to get killed, did he?
Heavenly days. What did he do? Crash a plane?
No, he was putting a new nozzle on the drinking fountain and the water went up his nose. To drown it in. Hey, Mert? Oh, okay, I'll hang up. Line's busy.
Good.
Now, it's starting to warm up in here now, kiddo. You feel it? Feel it?
Do I feel it? This room is getting hotter than a fry cook's knuckles.
Well, this is the way I like it, Molly.
Well, if this is what you like, why don't you go to Africa and live with the Hottentot?
For your information, Mrs. McGee, a man can like it hot whether he's a Hottentot or not. I'm no Hottentot hotshot, but I've liked it hot since I was a cotton top tot, and any spot that ain't hot is a rotten spot, so it's gotten hot. If you want to make a hit, give me some heat, but if you don't give a hoot about making a hit, shut off the heat and hand me my hat, and I'll be going like a shot to get the heat I ain't got in a red-hot Hottentot.
Well, I don't intend to drive you from your home, dearie, but I do maintain it's hot enough in here to steam plants.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoever this is will probably collapse from the heat in here, but come in. Oh, it's Dr. Gamble. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, my dear. And a brief bow in your direction, Poison Puss.
Same to you, bag bitches. And close that door. You don't have to act like you were raised in a barn just because you're built like one.
With Prince Charming this morning, Molly. He has all the tender sweetness of a black widow spider.
Well, we've been having a little discussion about the temperature, Doctor. I claim it's too hot in here.
And I claim it's exactly right.
As usual, you're exactly wrong. It's very hot in here. My first thought when I came in was that you must be growing mushrooms.
There, now, you see, McGee?
Oh, you can't go by what he says. He's never been cold in his big fat life. There's enough blubber on that blimp to keep him warm in a blizzard.
You know, this is a fascinating little character who's leached onto here, Molly.
Oh.
He'll make a very interesting chapter in a book I'm working on.
Oh, really, Doctor? What kind of a book are you writing?
Well, it's a collection of my experiences with patients like McGee.
Oh?
Sort of a horror story. In fact, I'd like to put your picture on the cover, my boy.
Oh, fine. What you going to call the book?
I'm calling it Patients That Try My Patience. Or, It Shouldn't Happen to a Doc.
That's very funny, Shakespeare. You all thought. On the level, though, Fatso. When you get all your notes down, bring them over and I'll help you write it. Show you how to put it together.
You ever write a book?
No.
Then don't tell other people how to do it.
You ever have a baby?
Of course not.
Well, then don't tell other people how to... Hey, wait a minute, Molly. What are you doing to that thermostat?
Turning it down.
Oh.
Dr. Gamble agrees with me that it's too hot in here.
Yeah, but doggone it, Molly, Doc don't live here and I do. I got a right to be comfortable, hadn't I? My gosh, if a guy can't be comfortable in my own home, where can I go?
If there wasn't a lady present, my boy, I could make a suggestion. You'd probably say it's too cold there, too. Men, and they call the wind fire. Fire makes the mountains sound like their cry. And Mars always shines. I'm not over. Fire brings my love to me.
My. What a racket. What are you building, McGee?
I'm not building anything.
Then why all the hammering? What are you doing?
I'm just driving these nails into this 2x4.
Why?
I hoped you'd ask me that, kiddo. I'm trying to warm myself up, that's why.
Now, that's all in your mind, dearie. You just relax. This room is very cozy.
Cozy my ice-cold clavicle. I'd be so stiff if I hadn't put on all these extra sweaters and stuff.
Say, you are all bundled up, aren't you?
Yeah.
What's that thing sticking out between the two sweaters?
I don't know. I found that in the bottom drawer of the dresser.
Heavenly days, my Goffett Swiss camisole.
Ain't much help, but I'm going to keep it on until this thing gets...
Come in. Well, hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, folks.
Hi, Lynn. Hey, close that door. I don't want the 1 degree of temperature we got in here to leak out.
I'm sorry, Mr. McGee. I came by to ask you if
Now,
I
hold
could...
it, Wimp. Before you go any further, tell me this. Molly says this room is just right, and I says it's too cold in here. What do you say?
I do find it a teensy bit cold, Mr. McGee.
Boy, I'll turn up the thermostat.
Oh, no.
Wimp's our guest, kiddo. Can't let a guest stand around until you have to defrost him. There. Oh, that feels better already. Now I can take this stuff off.
You know, I don't understand this, Mr. Wimple. Are you cold when you're at home, too?
Oh, no, Mrs. McGee. When I'm home, Sweetie Face always makes it hot for me.
Bet he does. What do you want to ask me, Wimp?
Well, I was out taking pictures of birds with my brownie, and I saw a nest of warblers in your hay. May I take a picture of them?
My goodness, you don't have to ask permission for that.
Well, I thought I'd better. They're Mr. McGee's warblers, and I'm not the kind of a man who gets familiar with another man's warblers.
Well, sure, Wimp. Take all the pictures you want.
Oh, thank you. These are pink bosom warblers, which are much rarer than the blue bosom warblers.
Not so many of them, huh?
No, I have a theory that the pink bosom warblers are rarer than the blue bosom warblers because there are more warblers with blue bosoms.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
When I first saw them, I whistled the mating call of the pink bosom warbler to see if the mother bird would respond. It goes like this.
Did she respond, Mr. Wimple?
No, but a blonde who went by gave me her name and phone number. She must have been a bird lover, too.
You can always spot them.
Well, I'll take my pictures now. And, Mrs. McGee, I have a little confession to make.
A confession?
Yes. It's not really cold in here.
No?
I just said so because it's such a treat to disagree with a woman and not get slugged.
So long.
Now, you heard that, McGee. Turn down the furnace.
Oh, gee whiz, Molly, don't make me put that camisole back on. It ain't a very good fit anyhow.
McGee, turn down the furnace.
I'll tell you what, I'll flip a coin for it. Heads, we turn the furnace up some more. Tails, we leave it alone, and then...
Turn down that furnace.
Hey, but gee whiz, there's no need to...
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal. Hey, did I hear voices raised in here?
You certainly did, Mr. Wilcox. We were just discussing the temperature.
Yeah, Molly claims it's too hot in here, Junior.
Well, she's absolutely right, pal. This place is like an oven.
Thank you, Mr. Wilcox. I'll turn down that thermostat myself. There. Oh, I can feel the blessed relief already.
Hand me them sweaters and the camisole.
Oh, stop kidding, pal. It's not cold in here.
It will be. Every time she fools with that furnace, I start to shiver like a chihuahua in a wet sack.
Well, you know, the cold used to bother me, too, till I worked out a system, kid, and I haven't been cold since. Never fails, this system of mine. Great system.
Who's going to ask him, you or me?
Probably hate myself in 2 minutes, but I'll ask him. What is your system for keeping warm, Junior? Asked little Fibber, placing one hand over his heart and facing toward St. Louis.
Well, I'll tell you, pal, when I get chilly, I just close my eyes and think about Pep's evaporated milk, that great product that I represent. And right away, I'm covered with a warm glow of pride.
Rather be covered with my old army overcoat.
Well, you just try it, pal. Think about Pep's milk. Think of its pure goodness. Its double richness. Think hard, pal.
I'm concentrating.
That's what they do to Pep's milk.
Ooh.
Concentrate. Double richness by evaporation. You see, ordinary milk, just as it comes from the cow, good, sweet country milk, is about 87% water.
Aren't we all?
In the process of evaporation, the Pep people remove more than half that water, leaving just good, double-rich Pep milk. Are you getting warm, pal?
McGee, you could warm your hands by the fire in his eyes.
Yes, sir. Pep milk's double richness means that you get all the good, rich substances of whole milk, but only half the water. That's why Pet evaporated milk is such a favorite food with housewives.
Hey. Look, Milky's everywhere.
Yes, pal.
You mean to tell us you keep warm in all kinds of weather just by talking about pet milk?
That's my system, pal. And if that should ever fail, I've got another system in which one that's guaranteed to start a big fire.
What's that?
Not talking about Pet milk. They'd fire me, they'd fire you, they'd fire all of us.
Well, did Mr. Wilcox's system help you any, dearie? You any warmer?
No, but that don't matter. If you want it cold, I ain't going to say another word. I'll just sit here quietly and suffer. And if I should pass away, that don't matter neither. Just put on my tombstone, Fibber McGee, born 1903, froze in 1951.
You won't get me to turn that furnace up by acting so pitiful. It is not cold in this room.
Oh, hand me that chilled steel hammer and them frosty nails and that ice-covered 2x4. Maybe I can whip up a little circulation with them things.
Hold it, company. Come in.
Well, hello, missus. Hello, McGee.
Hello, Ollie. Come in.
Hi, Ollie. What you... What you building with the hammer and the two miscanters, McGee? Nothing or something silly? I'm just trying to warm myself up a little. Cold in here. Oh, you don't know that it means cold, McGee. No? I remember when I was a young fella in Sweden, I used to go out from the house and the snow was 4 feet deep. The wind blows like 60, and there was ice every place. You know, McGee, it is a little cold in here, isn't it? Yeah, now you're talking, boy. I'll turn up the thermostat. There. You know, I remember I'd always go to the Swedish gymnasium and took those steam baths. Yeah. They put me in a tub of boiling water and wrapped me in heavy blankets, and the sweat pours off me by the quart. Yeah, it's funny now. I feel hot.
You know you would, Ollie. I'll turn down the thermostat. There.
And I'd go back home through the streets where the ice is all around, and the snow by now is 6 feet deep, and the winter wind is blowing like the dickens. Now, by evening, I'm cold again. Turn up the heat again. There. And you better stop, boy, before we wear out the thermostat. Better go now, anyhow, McGee. You stopped by with a message from the Elks Club. Oh? Some of the fellas are having a little party Wednesday night down there, and they say only one fella in the whole club can make it a big success. That's McGee.
Oh,
that's mighty nice of them to say so, Ollie. You can count on me, boy. Good. What do they want me to do? Stay at home. So long, Cody.
Females of the orchestra, down yonder.
McGee, I'm hot.
I'm cold.
That's ridiculous. This room is off.
Look, Molly, I'll make a deal with you. You let me turn the heat up some more so I can get warm, and I'll let you open the window so you can get cool. Fair enough?
Well, it's worth a try anyhow.
Good. That ought to warm it up a little.
That ought to cool it off a little. McGee, it isn't even cold outside today. How you can sit here bundled up in 3 sweaters.
And a dot of Swiss camisole.
And a dot of Swiss camisole with the thermostat.
Hold it now. Hey. Come in. Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, Doctor. Hey, Johnny, what you doing with whatever that little thing is on the wall that you're doing something with there? Huh? Tinkering?
Just turning up the furnace, old-timer.
Yes, sir. We're planning to repaint the room, Mr. Oldtimer. He's trying to burn the paint off.
Oh.
That's very interesting, kid. Like I was saying to my girlfriend, Bessie, just this morning, Bessie, I said, put down that bowl bat, baby, I said, and don't give
Hey,
me that...
how is Bessie these days, anyhow? Didn't I hear something about you two getting engaged?
Well, sure did, daughter. Yesterday. I went over to Bessie's house and put the ring on her finger myself.
Yeah, she like it?
Johnny, she was tickled to death. Smiling at me just as radiated as a bride.
You mean radiant? Radiated means something that, sort of spreads out in all directions.
That's her, daughter. That's my Bessie. be no thirsty kind of let me blip this. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Me and Bessie quarreled today. It's all over now.
You mean to tell me you and Bessie have pooped?
Johnny, we have poked and feuded. My dreamboat of romance drifting along through the rose-colored embers of love's bright flame has hit a clinker.
I'm sorry to hear about it. What did you two fight about?
No, it all started over nothing, daughter.
Most lovers' quarrels do.
Over nothing, eh? I better turn this thermostat up some more on account of the clock.
McGee? Stop it.
Huh?
I've had just about enough. You're just making a thing out of this. You're being unreasonable.
I'm being unreasonable. I am. Ha! Look, Mrs. McGee, maybe you'd be happier if I just packed my few pitiful belongings and went down to the Elks Club for the winter. At least a man can keep warm down there behind the pool table.
Won't be necessary, Mr. McGee. You don't need to trouble yourself. You're the master here. I'm just a woman, that's all. I'll move.
Oh, well, gee whiz now.
I'll move clear out. Out in the garage.
Oh.
I'll just come in 3 times a day to cook your meals.
Now, you don't have to do that. My gosh, I don't want to argue with you, Tootsie, but, well, now let's be fair about this. It is cold in here, ain't it?
It is now. It's hotter than... Come in.
First man, ma'am.
Furnace man. Oh, yes, I believe my husband did call you.
I came by this morning, ma'am. There wasn't anybody home, but I got in the basement door all right.
You did? This morning?
Oh, yes. Good thing I did, too, sir. Main burner was badly shot.
The burner was shot?
Yes. I had to go downtown to pick up a new one. So, in the meantime, I just disconnected your furnace.
You what?
Disconnected it. You mean the furnace is off?
Been turned off all day.
Oh.
But I'll have it fixed in a jiffy now. Hope I didn't inconvenience you.
Oh, no. Inconveniences, he says. You made me make a dunce out of myself. That's what you done, Buster. You got me into a big fat argument with my wife. That's what you got me into a big fat.
Well, I didn't know that.
Got me making silly threats to move to the Elks Club, wearing a dotted Swiss camisole. Inconveniences, he says. You know what I got a good notion to do, Molly?
Poke him in the nose?
No. Take you downtown for dinner, baby. Get your hat. We'll stop by the forest, and I'll buy you an orchid.
Heavenly days, at last he's warming up.
And Molly return in a moment. Do you know why so many good cooks would rather use pet evaporated milk than any other kind? Because pet milk is actually twice as rich as bottled milk in all the nourishing whole milk substances. You see, all cow's milk is about 87% water. By evaporation, the pet milk people take out a little more than half that water. All the nourishing milk substances stay in, but with so much of the water removed, you get those substances in concentrated form. And that's why good cooks like it. You can use it in place of cream, just as it pours from the can, even in place of whipping cream. And for cooking, you can decide for yourself just how rich you want it to be by the amount of water you put back into it. You can add just a little water, or to give it the same consistency as the good sweet country milk had before evaporation.
I'd like some mince pie, dearie. Hot mince.
Oh, no. Let's not get into that. We'll compromise.
What do you mean?
Yes, sir. 2 hot mince pies.
Oh. Good night, all.
Evaporated milk, pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night. Have you considered how much you have to be thankful for this Thanksgiving Day? Jim and Sally Carter think they're grateful for all they have until a strange incident helps them discover many uncounted blessings in the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. You'll also hear the Pet Milk recipe of the week for glazed ham patties, a time and money-saving recipe that gives wonderful new flavor to leftovers or a small amount of meat. Make it a point to be listening next Saturday morning to Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor, coming your way on NBC.
It's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
Pet Milk program with Fibber McGee and Molly. First evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Jerry Farber, Gloria McMillan, Gil Stratton Jr., Mary Lou Harrington, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Nutrition experts pretty generally agree that to feel their best, youngsters should have at least a quart of milk every day, and grown-ups should have at least a pint. And even though you may not drink a drop of milk, it's easy to get your day's quota when you use Pet evaporated milk for fixing favorite family foods. You see, Pet milk, sold in handy cans, is twice as rich in nourishing milk substances as the milk usually sold in bottles. That's because it's a concentrated form of milk. Good, sweet country milk concentrated to double richness by evaporation. Naturally, then, by using Pet milk, you can put extra amounts of nourishing milk substances into everyday foods like meat gravy, cream sauce for vegetables, custards, puddings, cream pies, just to mention a few. And the use of Pet milk in such foods makes them not only more nourishing, but more delicious. More economical, too, because Pet evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. Remember this when you shop for food. Get Pet evaporated milk. Tonight is the night of the big homecoming dance at Wistful Vista State College. The president of the college and Mayor Latrivia had the following conversation this morning. The mayor said,
I'll be happy to ask Mrs. McGee to serve as a chaperone, Wilbur. She's a charming woman, all right. Yes, I've met her. But I warn you, there is one bad complication. Yes, I've met him, too. But ask her anyway, will you?
Right. And that's how it happens that the chaperones for the dance tonight will be Fibber McGee and Molly.
And the more I think about it, the more fun it's going to be, Molly. We'll really have us a time at that shindig.
Well, I don't expect to do anything, but...
Boy, oh boy, will I show them college kids how to chop a rug tonight.
Cut a rug, dearie.
The way I dance, kiddo, I'll chop it to ribbon. I got steps left over from my senior prom days that I ain't even tried yet.
I know, but dearie, nobody dances the bunny hug these days.
They don't?
Look now, McGee, Mayor Latrivia merely asked us to act as chaperones tonight. That's all. Just chaperones.
Chaperone.
And besides, dearie, we can't dance like those youngsters do. After all, we're not as young as we used to be, you know.
Oh, you ain't got much older since your high school days, kiddo. You sure love to gallivant around. You gallivanted around in them days.
Yeah.
Never still for a minute.
No.
Clara Bow might have been the it girl, but you were the what girl?
The what girl?
Yep. I'd come calling at your house, and I'd say, Molly, would you rather stay home tonight or what? And every time you'd say what?
Well, I guess I was a bit of a gadabout. Oh, and how I love to dance.
Well, you'll see some dancing tonight, Tootsie. Them college kids may be kicking up their heels like calves in a pasture, but I'll be the bull of the ball.
Now, please, McGee, don't make us both look ridiculous.
Why, what's ridiculous about joining in the festivities? I even thought I might take my mandolin along.
Oh, no, not the mandolin.
And why not? Maybe I could teach that band some of them fine old tunes we used to dance to. The songs these days have got no romance. There's no heart to them.
No, that's right.
Ah, when I think of them lovely old tunes, like I'll Be Glad When You're Dead, you rascal. You tell 'em, 'cause I stutter. Who takes care of the caretaker's daughter when the caretaker's busy taking care? Ah, when I think of them, I get a lump in my throat.
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Oh, Johnny.
You heard the news? I and Molly are going to chaperone at the homecoming dance tonight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to persuade him not to take his mandolin.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing wrong with a mandolin, daughter. It's a noble instrument.
You said it, boy.
Used to pick up one myself years ago, and me and the old gang belonged to the Glue Club.
Don't you mean the Glee Club?
We called it the Glue Club.
Yeah?
Stuck together like wet stamps.
Bunch of pals, huh?
That's the word, Johnny. And fine musicians, too.
Is that so?
We had an arrangement of La Paloma for 3 mandolins, 2 piccolos, and a glockenspiel that brought tears to the eyes.
I'm sure it did.
Oh, how I miss them boys. Gee, but I'd give the world to see that old gang of mine. Me for busting down.
I know just how you feel.
Oh, that was a great old gang. There was Freddie and Joe and Eddie and Mo. There was Timmy and Phil and Jimmy and Demetrius.
Somehow I was expecting Bill.
Well, Demetrius didn't really fit in, but we needed him for our arrangement of La Paloma. He owned the glockenspiel, and that sort of gave it body. The old gang was always together. But then came the war. Spanish-American War, that is. That broke us up.
You all went into service, huh?
No, daughter, it wasn't that. You see, La Paloma was a Spanish song, and we couldn't play it when we was at war with Spain. That was the only song we knew, so we just sort of drifted apart.
Well, that's a very touching story, Mr. Oldtimer, but it got us off the subject. McGee claims he's going to outdance those college kids tonight, and I contend a man should admit his age.
Daughter, I contend a feller is only as old as he acts, feels, and looks.
Acts, feels, and looks. How old does that make you?
10, 86, and 102.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Charmaine.
Just one more hour, and we'll be on our way to that college shindig, Molly. How do I look in my tuxedo?
Very handsome, dear.
Yep. Lucky I got it altered when we made that trip to Omaha.
Yes?
Fits real good now that the chest has been lowered 3 inches.
That's a big improvement.
Would you tie my bow tie for me?
Heavenly days. Haven't you learned how to tie that tie yet?
Sure, but I always get my finger tied into it. The time you weren't here and I went to the Elks Club banquet, I had my finger stuck in my necktie the whole evening. Had to tell everybody I had an itchy Adam's apple.
All right, I'll tie it as soon as I picked out a dress to wear from these hanging here in the closet. I'd ask your advice, but you never notice what I'm wearing anyhow.
Now that ain't true, Molly. I watch your wardrobe with an eagle eye. You wear that gray dress there, that one there in the middle. That's a knockout.
It's also a nightgown.
Oh.
You know, my green satin might be all right if I had a nice corsage to wear with it. Would you get me some flowers, Davy?
You bet I will, kiddo. I'll get you an orchid.
An orchid?
Yep.
McGee, you darling. You just bought me an orchid last week when we went out to dinner, remember?
Yeah, that's the orchid I had in mind. It's still in the icebox, in back of the coil. It's got a few brown spots on it, but gee whiz. An orchid with brown spots on it is even more expensive than a plain one. That makes it a cymbillion.
Oh, Molly, hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hey, get you. What goes with the tuxedo?
Black tie and patent leather dancing pumps, naturally. What do you think goes with it, Junior? Tattered soiled vest and beaded moccasins?
We're going to the homecoming dance tonight, Mr. Wilcox, at Wistful Vista State. We're the chaperones.
Well, good for you. Hey, that's a great school, Molly. Finest college in the country, you know.
I didn't know that. In what way, academically or athletically?
No, pet milkily. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Every single student at Wistful Vista State has been raised on pet evaporated milk since the day he was born.
Well, I'm just glad it worked out that way for you. You know, it would have been horrible if them kids was raised on hamburgers and chili peppers.
But look, according to a disinterested, unbiased, completely impartial survey, which I made myself last year, 100% of the student body was raised on pet milk from babyhood.
Well, what you know?
That's what helped them build those strong, straight bones and those good, sound, even teeth.
Even teeth.
Yeah, teeth even.
Because the mothers of those kids have long known that pet milk contains the sunshine vitamin D that a growing child needs to make the best of growth. Well, you take their football squad.
Ah, sure. I suppose if a guy on that squad wasn't raised on pet milk, he'd never get to be a halfback.
I'm glad you mentioned that last word, pal.
Halfback?
Did you know that pet milk is just good country milk with half the water removed?
What's that got to do with halfback?
Well, you can turn pet milk into fine country milk again if you put that half back.
Look at him, and he ain't even blushing.
I'm worried about one thing, Mr. Wilcox. McGee has the notion that he can keep up with those youngsters tonight, dancing.
No, I wouldn't try that, pal. The kids will all be saying, who's the old gentleman with the tuxedo and the red necktie?
I ain't going to be wearing a red necktie.
But you'll look like you are. If you try to keep up with those kids, your tongue will be hanging down to your waist. See you later, pal.
Always leave him laughing. He hopes. Anyhow, him talking about neckties reminds me you ain't tied my bow tie yet.
Well, I'll do it now, dearie. Lean over and stick your neck out.
Okay. Hey, take it easy. Hey, you're choking.
Well, I wouldn't if you didn't wiggle.
Okay.
Hold still. Come in. Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Oh, hello, my dear. Oh. Well. I knew the time had come when you'd feel obliged to strangle him. May I help?
She ain't strangling me, Fatso. She's fixing my bow tie.
Oh, what a pity. Why are you getting all dolled up? Much muscles?
We're chaperoning the dance at the college tonight.
Oh, you know, I should be at that dance tonight and renew my acquaintance with those college girls. After all, I was the first man in most of their lives.
That's true, Doctor. You brought them into the world, didn't you?
Yes, they grow so fast it's hard for me to place them. The other day, a lovely young girl stopped me and said, "Don't you remember me, Dr. Gamble? I'm Katie Conway." Well, I thought for a moment and said,
Oh, yes, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, and very red.
What a cute way to remember them.
Hey, Molly, how about finishing my tie? I want to get to the dance and show them kids some real stepping.
You plan to take part in the dancing?
You betcha. I'll shake more legs than a centipede with a palsy, boy.
Yes, Doctor, I do not think we can keep up with those college kids. We're not as young as we used to be, and I keep telling him that.
Yeah, you speak for yourself, Tootsie. But I wish you could see me on that dance floor tonight, hippo hip. I'll be as frisky as a young kid in a field of clover.
Let me give you a word of advice, son. Should. Remember that it's just a matter of time until every young kid winds up an old goat.
Huh?
And it's later than you think.
What's he mean it's late? Oh, my gosh, it is getting late. Why, it's half past. Well, come on, Molly. Hurry up. Let's go.
Big fan, man. I get ideas.
When we are dancing and you I get ideas. I want to hold you so much closer than I dare to. I want to scold you 'cause I care to. And when you touch me, I get ideas. And after we have kisses, I kind of think you get ideas. Your eyes are always saying the things you're never saying. I only hope they say. True, so lovely. I've fallen in love with you. When you're there, when we I think you get ideas too. Your eyes are always saying the things you're never saying. I only hope they're true. You could love me more.
Cup of punch, McGee? I'm in charge of the ball here for a while.
Thanks, kiddo. I got to get started dancing, though. Got to step things up. A couple of girls a while ago. They wanted to dance a while ago, but they just giggled and walked away. Too shy, I guess.
Yes. You know how young girls are, sort of ill at ease around an older man.
Yeah. I even offered Ole, the janitor at the Elks Club's daughter, a break, but turned out she had a sprained ankle.
She's a nice child, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking... Oh, here she comes now, McGee, off the dance floor.
Oh, good. Her ankle must be better.
Hello, Christina. Having fun?
Oh, yes, Mrs. McGee. Isn't this a wonderful dance?
Oh, I see you're walking okay now, Christina. So if you want the next dance with me... Oh, limping again, huh? Poor kid. You better take care of that.
You know, I might dance a couple of dances with you myself after a while, if you're not completely booked up.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll save a couple for you, baby. You know that.
You're sweet.
I do feel, however, that my first duty here is to see that the kids have fun. Here comes a couple of girls now by themselves.
And when she looked at me with that baby stare and that pretty permanent and said, oh, I didn't know you and Clutch were going steady, dear. Why, I thought Oh, I wouldn't trust her from here to... Oh, hello, Mrs. McGee. Hi, Mrs. McGee.
Having fun, girls?
Oh, we're wonderful. It's a swell dance.
Well, I'm glad you're having fun, girls. I'm the chaperone here, and if either of you would like the next dance... Didn't hear me, I guess.
Didn't seem to.
I wonder if I ought to catch up to them and give them a chance to... Hey, where'd they go?
Powder room.
Oh.
Look, lover, why don't you... Oh, hello there, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, Molly, McGee. My, don't you look charming tonight?
Oh, thanks, Flitter.
He means me.
Certainly. Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
matter of fact, you look a little bulgy.
Well, this girdle...
He means me.
Let me try a different subject.
Yeah. Yeah, ladle him up a hunk of punch, Molly.
Thanks. I hope you're saving me a dance, Molly. I haven't seen you on the floor yet.
Well, I've been pretty busy here, Mr. Mayor. I saw you, though. Say, who was the rather wide lady you were piloting around?
Oh, God. Did you see that? Mrs. Bradley, the math teacher's wife. 3 times she's nailed me.
Sit down and relax, Flitter. I'll entertain you with a few of my experiences as a professional dancer.
Oh, no.
I had me a vaudeville act at one time, you know. McGee and Nittany. Snappy songs and witty sayings. I used to do a soft shoe dance. I was the best soft shoe dancer. Yeah, I used to do a soft shoe dance that was so quiet you couldn't even hear it. Then for an encore, I'd have them turn out the lights so you couldn't see it either. Which made it a very popular term because where'd the trivia go?
To dance with Mrs. Bradley.
Now, I better get to try to dance for myself. There must be a lot of girls around here dying for somebody to dance with them. Once they see me dance, boy, they'll be mobbing me.
Now, you look here, McGee. Please take it easy. We can't keep up with these youngsters. We are just not as young as we used to be.
Oh, you speak for yourself, Tootsie. When I start spinning them kids around the dance floor, oh, hey, there's a girl that ain't dancing.
And a pretty youngster, too.
Oh, I'll give the kid a break. Pardon me, sis. I'm the chaperone
Oh,
here.
yes, I've been hearing about you, sir, from all sides.
Well, good.
I have a badly sprained ankle. Thank you just the same.
You too? Wonder how she knew I was going to ask her to dance.
No luck, dearie.
No, doggone it, for a guy that wants to... Uh-oh. Who's this coming with the trivia?
Oh, isn't she cute? I think that must be the girl.
Molly, I'd like you to meet the homecoming queen, my niece, Miss Marilyn Martin. Marilyn, this is Mrs. McGee and Miss McGee.
Hello, dear. Nice to see you.
Hi, sis.
How do you do? Awfully nice of you to chaperone us tonight. Isn't it a wonderful dance?
Oh, just lovely. And congratulations on being queen, Marilyn. Must be pretty exciting to be chosen.
And speaking of exciting, Marilyn, if you don't have the pleasure of this next dance, I'd be happy to request it of you.
I beg your pardon?
Yes.
Well, he's dancing with all the girls tonight, dear, or he's available at least. So if you don't have a partner for the next dance...
Yeah, I'd be happy to show you a few new steps, sis. Real ballroom stuff.
Oh, I do have this dance, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
It's, I promised this one to, oh, Marvin, there you are.
Huh? You talking to me, Marilyn?
Oh, yes. This is our dance, Marvin. Remember?
Huh?
Give me your arm, dear. That's it. Excuse us, everybody.
Oh, dear. Go right ahead, dear.
Gosh, I didn't know you cared, Marilyn. Boy, when I asked you...
Of course I care, you silly boy. Walk me past the side line, stupid, and hurry.
Looks like most of the girls are took care of for this dance, kiddo. Come on, I'll dance with you.
I'm sorry, sweetheart. Why didn't you ask me before?
Yes, Molly has this dance with me, McGee.
You take care of the front door.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I enjoyed it.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was watching you dance out there.
What? Oh, hello, Flicker.
I'd like to meet your lady, sir. You made a handsome couple.
Oh, well, now, she isn't really my lady, Flick, but... Oh, Molly, may I present the captain of our football team, Mr. Flicker Krivetsky. Flick, Mrs. Fibber McGee.
How do you do? I'm sure. I've seen your picture in the papers, Flicker.
Well, thank you, ma'am. I was wondering if...
Well, this dance is at Charleston, and I wondered if you... Well, I bet you do as well, Charleston.
Oh, I used to dance it a lot, yes.
Would you do me the honor, ma'am?
Well, I should dance this one with my husband, but I think he's chaperoning. Come on.
Hey, Molly, I've been looking for you. Hey, Molly. Mrs. McGee, great, thanks. Yay! So sensational.
Oh, there you are, dearie. I thought you were dancing with some of the girls. I was just out there doing the Charleston.
I saw you.
Such a nice lad giving me such extravagant compliments. Isn't this dance fun, McGee? Makes you feel young again to get around with these
Look,
youngsters.
kiddo, we can't keep up with these kids. Let's face it, we're not just as young as we used to be.
Oh, speak for yourself, dearie.
Huh?
You know how I love to dance.
May I have this dance, Mrs. McGee? Oh, no, you don't. I got her booked up. I already answered you, Cut.
Oh, look at the bunch of them, McGee. Isn't that cute, son?
Oh, I don't know how you can call 1,500 pounds of football players cute. Look, kiddo, we can't keep up with these kids. We're not as young as we used to be.
Now, boys, I can't dance with all of you at once. Now, wait a minute. Yes, I can, too. Maestro, have you got a conga?
Sure.
Good. All right, boys, let's form a conga line. Hang on, here we go.
Gee whiz. Poor Molly. She just don't realize how old she's getting. Well, I guess I'll go wait in the car.
Fibber and Molly return in just a moment. With the arrival of the first baby in your home, your way of living is bound to change. But you won't need to change the brand of milk you use if that brand is Pet evaporated milk. For the Pet milk, which helps many a young wife fix the kind of food her husband likes best, is the very same brand doctors recommend so highly for babies. And this you can be sure of. No brand of milk you can buy is better for babies than Pet milk. No milk is easier for a baby to digest. No milk is more uniformly rich. No milk has a better balance of the important milk minerals and vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. And it's that combination which helps Pet milk babies have such strong, straight bones and sound teeth. Helps them make good, steady growth. So give your first baby the right start in life by giving him Pet brand evaporated milk. When you see how he grows and thrives on this easy, safe, easy-to-digest milk, you'll do as millions of devoted mothers do. You'll see to it that all your babies are happy, sturdy, Pet milk babies.
I told you we weren't young enough to keep up with those college kids, Molly. I told you that all the time.
I know. You were right. I'm going to rub some more liniment on. That might help.
Yeah, try it.
There. Your back feel better now?
Yeah, thanks. My gosh, I only danced one dance at that.
Who with?
Mrs. Spradley. Good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, Pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? Have you ever watched someone you love go through a serious crisis knowing the final outcome means either life or death? Well, that's the situation young wife Sally Carter faces as she goes through a long night of watchful waiting in a hospital. In the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program. Together with this dramatic story, you'll hear the Pet Milk recipe of the month for butterless fudge. It's Mary Lee Taylor's famous recipe for extra rich and creamy fudge that makes a perfect holiday treat. For the best in entertainment and helpful information, tune in sure next Saturday morning to NBC for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor.
Next, it's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
The Pet Milk program with Fibber McGee and Molly. First evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Dick LeGrand, Cliff Arquette, Bud Stephan, Herb Vigran, Marion Richmond, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Band and Billy Mills Orchestra. When a woman makes up her mind about something, she usually has very good reasons. Take, for example, a woman who insists there's no better milk for her family than Pet brand evaporated milk. Well, first of all, she probably raised her babies on Pet milk. And she figures, and rightly, that a brand of milk so safe for baby must surely be good for all the family. She knows, too, that Pet milk is good, sweet country milk with more than half the water removed by evaporation. And she likes this concentrated form of milk because she can use it in place of coffee cream or even whipping cream. And to use in place of bottled milk, she just puts the water back in. Half water, half Pet milk. She also knows she can buy Pet milk for less than half what she'd pay for coffee cream, less than one-third what whipping cream costs, less even than the price generally asked for ordinary bottled milk. Now, don't you agree these are good reasons for insisting on Pet's evaporated milk? How about getting Pet evaporated milk for your family? There's a fellow in Wistful Vista named Mort Tooth. He's sick today. There's another fellow who's going to handle Mort's job for the day as a department store floor walker. He's telling his wife about it now as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
And Mort Took's getting sick and asking me to take his place today at the Bonton. It's the greatest thing that ever happened at the Bonton department store, Molly. This will be a red-letter day down there.
You expect to put them in the red in one day?
No, sir. I'll be the best dad-ratted floor walker that ever pried a fat lady out of a revolving door. You're looking at a guy that's got the two essential things a man needs to make a success as a floor walker.
What's that?
Teeth.
That you have, dearie. Sometimes when I mend your socks, I think you must have more than 2 teeth.
Well, one more fast gulp of coffee here. And I'm off to start on my new career. As soon as I get my orchid.
Orchid? What orchid?
The orchid I bought you 2 weeks ago when we went to dinner, which I put in the refrigerator and hauled out last week for you to wear to the dance, which I put back in the refrigerator, so if you ask for an orchid again, I'll have it.
Oh, that orchid. What do you want with it?
Well, I'm going to wear it.
What?
Yeah, most floor walkers wear just carnations. And I figure if I wear an orchid, I'll make the rest of them guys look cheaper than a bottle of celery tonic at a champagne dinner.
Buy a carnation, McGee.
Oh, okay, just a thought. Now, let me see. What else do I want to... Oh, yes, my lunch. Nearly forgot my lunch. Where's my lunch? Didn't you say you were going to fix me a lunch?
I said it and I did it.
You couldn't have done it. It ain't here.
Well, now, don't contradict me, sweetheart. I put 3 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, 2 brown Schweigers, and a banana right there on that table.
Oh, my gosh, I ate them. I thought that was part of breakfast. Oh, well, maybe I can sneak out long enough to go to Walt's Small Shop for lunch. Hey, I just thought of something. Don't all these stores give their employees a discount on stuff they buy down there?
Hey, you're right.
Sure.
You are right. I remember Mabel Troop saying that Mort got 20% off on everything he buys.
20%? Huh?
Yeah.
Gee, that's great. Well, look, why don't you come with me to the Bonton and do our Christmas shopping, huh?
A wonderful idea, Dee. 20% off is a fifth of the whole cost, you know.
A fifth? It is? 1/5?
Sure.
Hey, we really got a deal here, kiddo. You can get them presents for nothing.
Nothing.
Sure. You buy 5 presents and get 1/5 off on each one of them. Then you take 4 of them back and get your refund, and the one that's left over is free.
No, McGee, that would be dishonest.
It would?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's life, I guess. Anything which sounds good is always dishonest, unsanitary, or bad for the liver.
Now, I tell you, the regular discount will be a big help. I certainly won't sneer at a fifth.
Must be a family trait. Your Uncle Dennis never sneered at a fifth either. Unless you get a full quart.
Didn't make fun of poor Uncle Dennis.
Oh, I enjoyed him.
I think you did it.
Remember the time he went out to mail a letter, tipped his hat to the mailbox, and tried to shove the letter down Mrs. Yeager's throat? If I hadn't have come along...
Come in. Good morning, Ollie.
Yeah, good morning, Mrs. You too, Magoose. I asked you to sit down, boy, but we're just leaving for my new job.
You got a job, McGee?
Yep.
This manpower shortage must be scraping the barrel.
I'm going to be a floor walker at the Bonton today, Ole.
And I'm going with him to use the discount he gets. Everything will be a bargain.
Well, this you wouldn't mention bargain. Last time my missus got a bargain, it cost me a fortune.
How could a bargain cost you a fortune?
Well, I'll explain in a jiffy. She bought a hat for $9.98, reduced from $10.98.
Yeah. Well, she saved $1.
Sure, but there was the trip to the store and the streetcar, 10 cents. She shopped so long, she had dinner uptown $1.25. When she wasn't home, I fixed my own dinner and cut hand on can opener, doctor bill, $5. Then she come home on streetcar, 10 cents. Say, this really adds up. And I'm used at the beginning.
Oh?
When she come home, I'm so mad, I say I don't like the hat. The missus stomp her foot, clock fall off the shelf and break, new glass, 2 text breaks. She has more words than she says she go home to her mother in Milwaukee. She call her mother on long distance, $16.40. Mother tell her to stop acting foolish. The missus bang up the phone so hard she break receiver, repair bill, $7 a man.
We're in the big money.
Bet there's more. The missus throw herself on the sofa, cry all over the upholstery, cleaning bills, $12.83. I can't stood to see her cry, so we make up and I took her to movies. Tickets $2.20, popcorn 30 cents. Total cost of bargain $58.41.
Well, at least she had a nice hat.
No, she was so excited over Van Johnson, she forget to leave the hat on the seat at the movies. That's all right.
Joey Mills, the orchestra, and Slow Poke.
Sun's really jammed today, Molly. They need me here, you know it. How's my carnation look?
Very elegant, dearie. You report to somebody before you start to work?
No, I just... Hey, where'd the crowd go? Have a lot of union customers here. No, Mort Troop said just to start right in and pick up my pay envelope at the end of the day. He left my name with the cashier last night. Boy, when the management sees the way I handle people... Oh, can I help you, madam?
Yep. Where I'll find the potholders.
Well, the girdles are on the third floor, sis. Else I can do for you? Oh, she's gone.
Doc.
See, Molly, all this job takes is courtesy and helpful understanding. She didn't want to come right out and say girdle in front of a man, you see, so I put her at ease by saying it myself. Say, you better get started shopping. Start buying them 20% off Christmas presents.
Well, I'm not sure whether to go shopping or go start the car and keep the motor running for a fast getaway. You may not realize it, McGee, but you insulted that lady.
I did? Well, my gosh, I thought I was just being my usual charming self.
That's the trouble. You were.
Oh. Here comes the shopper with a question in his eye. So help me, I won't insult this one. I'll bend over backwards and handle him with kid gloves, which ain't a bad trick for a guy my age and weight.
Pardon me, I'm looking for a lamp. Could you tell me where to find them?
Oh, certainly, sir. The merchandise in this store, sir, is arranged in alphabetical order for your convenience, sir.
Good.
If you want an armchair, sir, you go to the aisle marked A. If you want a bed, you go to B. A chair, C, and so on. Now, you want a lamp, so you go straight to... Sure you wouldn't settle for an armchair, but...
Yeah, but I'll go find it myself.
I'll go warm up the car motor, dearie.
No, sir. You go shopping, Tootsie. Don't worry, I'll make out.
Well, all right. I'll look around. You do a good job now.
Okay.
Show these people how valuable you can be.
Okay, Tootsie. Now, there goes a good kid. I'll make her proud of me today. We ought to surprise the daylights out of both of us. When I pick up that pay envelope with the $16 in it...
Pardon me, sir.
Don't interrupt me when I'm talking, bud. It's not polite.
I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were just chewing a caramel. I'm looking for a TV set, and I wondered if you can give me an idea of prices.
Well, we got them at all prices, bud. From $1,000 down to something new on the market that sells for 50 cents.
50 cents a TV set?
Well, it's practically the same thing. It's a picture of Francis X. Bushman, and you look at it through a piece of herringbone tweed.
Thank you. That's for me.
This job's a breeze for a guy that shoots it like I do. Now, oh, you back already, Molly?
Oh, yes, and I just bought the first Christmas present, dearie.
Yeah?
A beautiful muffler for Cousin Herbert.
A muffler. You ought to give that to his wife. If anybody ever needed muffling, she's the one that does.
Now, please, McGee, leave it not start on our relatives.
Oh, say, here's the cashier's cage, kiddo. Let me make sure my name is spelled right for that pay envelope tonight. Hey, Bud, you the cashier? Yes, I am. But we don't cash checks for strangers. And believe me, at this window, my mother's a stranger. I don't want to cash a check, Bud, and watch your manners. For your information, I'm a floor walker here. Oh, one of those.
He's just working extra today.
Hey, where did you come from, Blue Eyes?
Peoria, Illinois.
And her eyes are brown. Now, look,
Just a minute, Dad.
You'll have to step over that desk there and sign one of those blanks before I can help you. Huh?
Oh, over here.
Yeah. Okay, bud. That's the rule. Now, look, baby. As soon as the store closes, I'll grab a fistful of this green stuff and meet you at the cab stand.
What? Why?
Keep your voice down, honey. He's watching. I know a little place where the steaks will be tender, and so will I. So if he figures he's on to us, I'll dig you later.
Now then, can I help you, sir, finally?
Yes, doggone it, I got no time to fool around. My name is McGee. I want to make sure you got my pay envelope made out right. So look it up, Buster. Fibber McGee is the name. Look it up, he says. Mac, I got 800 pay envelopes here. And if you think I'm going to shuffle through all these envelopes...
Well, don't you have them in alphabetical order, sir? You know, A, B, C, and so forth.
See, that's a wonderful idea. I've been keeping them in a bushel basket. You come back in a couple hours, Mac. I'll put these envelopes in order. Oh, for the life. Come on, Molly. I better walk some floors.
Well, I'll get on with my shopping. You know, this 20% discount ought to save us a lot of money. And the $16 you make.
Hey, hello there, Molly. Hi, pal.
Mr. Wilcox?
Hey, your sister shopping early, are you?
Molly is, Junior, but I'm working here today, floor walker.
You?
Yep. Bonton is after more business, Junior, and I'm the guy that can give it to him.
You certainly can.
Take some shopping, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, not exactly, Molly. I just like to visit stores and notice how the merchandise is packaged. The pet milk people do it much better.
How, Mr. Wilcox?
Oh, don't encourage him, Molly. Don't do that.
Well, look, they not only package evaporated milk in sealed cans so that it can be fresh and sweet until it's opened, but on the outside of each can, they print recipes for wonderful dishes that can be made with pet milk. So, look at this polo shirt here. Are the rules for polo printed on it? No.
Now, there's a clever crack. If you bought a fish, would you expect swimming lessons to be printed on it?
Why, of course not, Val. But don't you see what a great idea this is for pets?
I don't see.
Just think, with all those wonderful husband-tested recipes on the label, why, having a row of pet cans on the pantry shelf is just like having an open cookbook spread out, ready to refer to it. It's terrific.
I don't know. Maybe it's just my feet hurt, Junior, but I can't seem to get quite as hysterical over this as you.
Well, now, wait a minute. Think. Just think what a bargain a can of pet milk is, pal. Why, it costs less generally than any other form of whole milk. Less than half as much as cream.
Look, Junior, I got work to do here, so if you'll pardon me, I'll just say goodbye and leave it.
I'm glad you said that, pal.
You are, Mr. Wilcox?
Yes, because pet milk is a good buy. And beat it, you cannot. Any place. Go on.
Oh, you cannot. Oh, brother. I wonder who wrote that for him.
I think that came out of his own head, the poor lad. Well, I better get on with my shopping. I'll have everything sent to the will call desk, and we can pick them up when we go home, sweetheart.
Okay, Tootsie. I better walk the floor some more, because the more floor a floor walker walks, the better floor walker the floor walker is, and I'm going to be the best at it.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like some advice about a Christmas present for my girl.
Well, you want advice from me, son?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
They say the older a man is, the more he knows about women. So I figure you must be loaded.
Well, I used to get around quite a bit, and I guess a guy that knows women like I do never really loses his touch, son. Is this a real special girl?
Oh, yes, sir. Winifred's my dream girl, my heart's desire, the only girl in the world for me. We've been going together ever since Thursday.
Ever since Thursday? That sounds pretty serious. Well, son, for a real unusual gift, for Christmas, I'd suggest perfume.
What kind of perfume, sir?
Well, there's one called Ooh La La, which is fairly sensational. According to the ad, any man that smells it on a woman bursts into flame and has to be wrapped in asbestos. Got some for my wife last year.
Did she like it?
Yes, it gave her a good laugh.
What's the name of it again, sir?
Ooh La La. That's French for Chase Me, Pierre.
My name's Albert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I see what you mean. Hey, I've got it. We got a brand new perfume in just today, son. It's called Yipe.
Yipe?
Yep, Yipe. It's a genuine imported type, French-style imitation extract of simulated roses, son.
That sounds good.
It comes in a handsome plastic replica of a genuine glass bottle. It's unconditionally guaranteed to have an odor, and we got it on sale today at $2.95 for the pint size.
Winifred will just love that, sir. Where is the perfume counter? I don't see it.
Oh, it's right over that way, son. You can't miss it. Just follow your nose.
Thank you, sir.
Speaking of nose, I better stick mine into that cashier's case. Hey, Bud, you located my pay envelope yet?
Not just yet, sir,
Oh.
but I'll locate it shortly.
What was your name again? Oh, McGee. Fibber McGee. Look in the M.
Oh, of course.
M. Yeah.
Let me see now. A, B, F, K, no. A, B, R, P,
No.
A,
King's Men and to the common. They go to sleep the evening tide. Women folk the Louisiana moon on the west shore, and their tails are in happy the day in the night till once more how lonely the long night till the one when their tails are
There you are, McGee. I've been looking all over for you.
Oh, hi, Molly. I didn't know they had this lawn furniture department stuck back here. You could have found me here sooner, kiddo. It's a great spot. Ain't been a customer here in 3 hours, kiddo.
Well, I've got my shopping all done, and it's nearly closing time, you know.
And believe me, Tootsie, I'm ready. I really earned that
you are.
$16
Yes,
today.
I know
sir.
you have.
Sure. If I'd known there was so much walking connected with this job, I'd have sold more too.
Pardon me, madam. Have you seen a floor walk? Oh, Molly. Hello there. Hi, McGee.
Well, merely trivia.
Hi, Homer. Something I can do for you? I'm the floor walker here.
Temporary position, Mr. Mayor.
And a very interesting one, too. First floor walker I've ever seen flat on his back in a lawn swing. It becomes you, McGee.
Thanks, boy. If you'd care to set to, there's a settee.
No, I haven't time, McGee. I was looking for the Christmas card counter, but
Well, McGee will tell you where they are, Mr. Mayor, won't you, dearie?
Oh, well, I don't...
Oh, sure, boy. That's my job. Christmas cards, eh? Well, I'll tell you what you do, boy. You go down aisle 3 here to the hosiery counter.
Hosiery.
Then you turn left to the elevator. Take the elevator up to the 3rd floor and turn right to Ladies' Hat.
Ladies' hat?
Then left to the 2nd aisle and 2 doors over to the men's room, and there they are.
The Christmas cards are in the men's room?
No, but there's always a bunch of floor walkers in there sneaking of smoke, and ask one of them, they'll tell you.
Thank you, McGee. Thank you very much. You're very helpful.
Well, that's his job, Mr. Mayor.
Yes. Next time you're down at City Hall, McGee, drop in and have lunch with me in my new office.
Oh, swell, boy. How do I find it?
Go to the cigar counter and turn right, past the pinball machine to the elevator. Take the elevator to the 3rd floor.
3rd floor.
Turn left to the 1st hall.
1st hall.
Then turn left again to the license bureau.
License bureau.
Left again to the 1st door. You'll find a sign on the door that says keep out. Just open it and walk in.
Oh, just walk in, huh? That's your new office.
No, that's the elevator shaft. Good day, my...
closing bell, Molly.
sir.
That's it. Come on, let's go grab my pay.
Say, McGee,
Huh?
isn't an elevator shaft a strange place to put his office?
Hey, my gosh, look at the line at the cashier's window.
Well, come on, get in line, quick.
Oh, look, Santa Claus. I lined up to get his pay.
Yeah.
Come on, stand behind Santa. You can stay with me up to the window.
Just look at him, McGee.
Yeah.
In the red velvet suit and the phony beard. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, tap him on the back. I want to ask him what he's going to bring me.
All right. Pardon me, Santa Claus. My little boy would...
Johnny.
Heavenly day.
The old timer, my gosh, you playing Santa Claus?
Johnny, believe me, this ain't play. Many kids on my lap today, my legs are solid callous.
Got a pretty busy day, have you?
Yes, it's been very interesting, daughter. One little fellow, about 8 years old, come in to see old Sandy a while ago.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm up in my lap like a little bunny. He told me all the things he wanted for Christmas. Close your eyes, Santa Claus, he says. I want to whisper in your ear.
Well, isn't that cute?
Look at that smiling, innocent little face. I closed my eyes. Just got a kind of warm glow all over.
Really touched you, huh?
Nope, the little rat set my beard afire. Kids, you mind if I ride home with you when I get paid here?
Oh, not at all, Mr.
Glad to have you, boy.
You usually bum a ride with Mark too, but Mark's home sick today, you know.
We know.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing down here at the Bonton, old timer. I took Mort's job as floor walker for the day. Made myself $16.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Took Mark's place, eh?
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Nothing, darling. Something just struck me amusing. You've been working here all day, huh?
Yep.
Mark too?
Well, I just told you. Come on, hurry up. Move up. We're in it.
Johnny?
Huh?
I got news for you.
Huh?
Big news.
Huh?
In fact, this may come as a scoop to you, son. More troops don't work at the Bonton department store.
What was that?
What was it, huh?
Mark works across the street at the downtown department store.
Now then, what was your name again, sir? Mud, Bud.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Say, do you get hungry now and then for good homemade candy? Most folks do. And the candy they think of first is fudge. Good homemade chocolate fudge. Smooth as butter, not a bit grainy, and plenty chocolatey. You know what I mean? Oh, sure you do. And let me tell you something. There isn't any better chocolate fudge than the kind you can make with Mary Lee Taylor's Pet Milk recipe. This recipe's been a favorite down through the years, and it's still so popular that it's been named the recipe of the month. You'll see it featured in grocery stores everywhere. And my advice is get the recipe, get pet evaporated milk, and make a batch or two of Mary Lee Taylor's chocolate fudge. It's wonderful. Bound to be made with pet milk, because pet milk is good, sweet milk that's double rich, concentrated to double richness by evaporation. And that double richness really shows up in fudge made the pet milk way. Make some soon. You'll love it. I know you will.
Well, this was quite a day, kiddo.
Yeah.
I got an offer from the downtown department store to work steady.
There's a floor walker?
Yep.
At the downtown department store?
No, the downtown wants me to work at the Bonton.
What?
Uh-huh.
You mean the downtown wants you to work at the Bonton, and the Bonton wants you to work at the downtown because you work at the Bonton with such a help to the downtown that's between the downtown and the Bonton?
Wow. Good night.
Good night, all.
First evaporated milk, pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night. Want to? You ever been drawn into a tangled web of misunderstanding built by two other people? Well, it's not exactly a pleasant situation to be in, as young wife Sally Carter discovers when she tries to help solve a problem of modern marriage in the story of the week on Pep Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. The second big feature is the husband-tested recipe of the week for graham cracker nut bread that makes delicious party sandwiches. Make it a point to listen to Pep Milk's big double feature Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning on NBC.
It's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, James Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Ed Begley, and me, Otto Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Band and Billy Mills Orchestra. If you could make your own pantry survey in Home After Home, where women take pride in their cooking, you'd find Pep's evaporated milk on the pantry shelf. Sometimes a whole month's supply, because in those handy airtight Pep milk cans, the good sweet milk stays good and sweet. Now, that stay sweet quality is only one reason why good cooks cook with Pep milk. Extra richness is another reason, for Pep milk is good sweet country milk evaporated to double richness. That means it's twice as rich as bottled milk in all the nourishing substances nature puts into whole milk. Good cooks like that extra richness because, by using Pep evaporated milk, they can put extra amounts of milk nourishment into favorite family foods. In addition, there's the economy factor, for Pep brand evaporated milk costs less generally than bottled milk or any other form of milk. For convenience, for fixing more nourishing, more delicious food at lower cost, keep Pep brand evaporated milk on your pantry shelf. Did you ever try to go to sleep at night with your husband propped up in bed reading a mystery story out loud? Let your heart bleed for Mrs. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
As a shot flying through the darkness and four more victims fell to the masked monster, Hemingway Savage, the great detective...
Oh, McGee. Let's turn out the light now, will you, dearie? I want to get some sleep.
Oh, you go ahead and sleep, Tootsie. Don't worry about me. I want to finish this book. The Case of the Mixed-Up Monster. You go to sleep.
How can I go to sleep with you reading it to me?
I'm not reading it to you, Molly. I'm reading it to myself. I like to read mysteries out loud on account of because I can follow the story better when I can hear it.
Well, that figures.
And what a story this is. Listen. At the sound of the shot, Savage bounded up the ladder, bounded across the roof, and bounded through the skylight.
Sounds like a real bounder.
It says, dashing into the lobby, Hemingway Savage opened the door of the phone booth and made a grisly discovery.
Grizzly?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me there was a bear in the phone booth.
And that's the gimmick, kiddo. The masked monster was a trained bear, see, that his master had taught him how to handle a gun, see? Only he keeps shooting all the wrong people till finally he gets his master in the end.
Oh, that can be painful.
Well, it's no surprise for me who done it. I'm quick on deduction. I got what you might call a deductible mind. Make a great detective.
All right, Sherlock. Give us a demonstration. Let's see you follow the trail to the window.
What?
Deduce how far you should raise it to get some air, and then shadow yourself back to the bed.
Do we have to raise a window, Molly? There's snow on the ground tonight, kiddo. You know, snow. My gosh, in the morning we'll be froze solid side by side like two long ice cubes in a tray.
Now, it's not that cold. The snow's half melted already. Now, go on. We need some air in this room.
Okay. Well, if I'm froze in the morning. Hey, Hey, Molly, come over to the window. Hurry up. There's a fellow across the street watching this house.
Oh, McGee, you've had too much Hemingway Savage. Now, let me see.
He's right over there behind that tree. You can see his shoulder and the brim of his hat sticking out.
Heavenly days, McGee, you're right.
Boy,
He's there, spying on our house.
probably a burglar casing the joint.
Oh, will he be disappointed? That silly optimist.
Turn out the light, quick, Molly.
Well, now, here's your chance to use that detective instinct. What would Hemingway Savage do?
Oh, I don't know what he'd do, but I know what I'm going to do.
Maybe you should call the police. McGee, I said maybe you should... McGee, get your head out from under the covers. McGee, your lunch is ready. Oh, there you are, dearie.
Yeah, boy, oh boy, have I got news. You remember that prowler last night?
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten.
Well, I didn't forget it, kiddo. And as soon as I got a chance, around noon, I went right over there to see if he left any clues.
Did you find footprints?
No, the snow's all melted, so there wasn't any footprints. But look at this. His hat.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he must have got scared when we seen him, and he dropped it. Dropped his hat. Here, look, his name's inside in it. Yeah.
Hector Howell.
Hector Howell.
You know that sounds familiar, McGee?
Well, it oughta. Hector Howell is the guy which moved across the street next to Mort Soups a month ago, and which I figured ever since he's been there was as phony as a mustache on the Venus of Milo.
Of course, our new neighbor.
You betcha.
But why should he be spying on us?
Because he thinks I'm on to his secret.
What secret?
Well, I ain't sure yet, but he's got one. When he first moved in, I went over there and I borrowed his hedge clippers, and he pretended to be a real neighborly.
I see.
Yeah, and then an hour later I went over and borrowed his garden rake, and he wasn't quite so friendly.
A little standoffish, huh?
Yeah. Then an hour after that, I went over and borrowed his hose, and he gave himself away completely. That told me to stay on my own side of the street. Guy's hiding something, kiddo.
Probably his lawnmower.
If they made any more trips, he'd have even been more suspicious. Lucky I never took any of them things back.
What do you think his secret could be?
I don't know. He might be a spy or a counterfeiter or the guy that sells hot rhinestones. Hot rhinestones, it was. But whatever he is, I'll find out.
How, dearie?
Well, remember a couple of weeks ago I got a package in the mail?
Yes, and you hid it from me, too.
Yeah, well, you know what that was?
What?
That was a little dandy Dick Chasem detective kit. I sent away for it to a little dandy Dick Chasem. It includes 10 complete disguises, a magnifying glass, and the address of a man in Little Rock, Arkansas, where you can buy a bloodhound.
Ah, bless his little heart. He didn't tell me because he thought I'd make fun of him.
You would, too. I can use them disguises and find out what Hector Howell's secret is. I'll follow that guy.
Well, hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, Doc. Hello, Johnny. You're just in time to hear about the big excitement, boy. I'm going to track down a dangerous criminal. I figure he's a spy or maybe a counterfeiter.
Funny you should mention that, Johnny. One of my best friends was a counterfeiter.
Yeah?
Fellow named Wally.
Well, it can't be the same one. This
Yes, sir. Wally used to say to us. Boys, he used to say to us.
Yeah?
Someday I'm going to make a lot of money.
Hmm.
He never suspected he was going to make it out of lead slugs, tin pie plates, and wrapping paper.
Be a success in the racket?
One of the best, Johnny.
Yeah.
Started out in a small way making nickels. At first he didn't do so good.
What was the trouble?
Made the nickels out of dimes, daughter. Took 3 dimes to make 1 nickel, and that cut down his margin of profit.
He's a real smart operator.
Oh, he talking fast. You've heard the money referred to as the long green?
Sure.
Well, he made the longest green you ever saw. Bill's more than a foot long. Took long to make a bankroll.
Ever get on to Wally?
That's the sad part of my tale, Johnny.
Yeah.
The long dollar bills were such a success that he got drunk with power. Then he stopped with a special item that caught the eye of the law, and they struck him away.
What was the special item?
Well, You know, a $5 bill has got Abraham Lincoln's picture on it,
Yes?
and a $10 bill has got Alexander Hamilton on it.
So I've heard.
Well, they made a $15 bill with Lincoln sitting in Hamilton's lap.
Emails from the orchestra and Dallas.
Keep watching out the window, Molly, while I pick the right disguise here. Out of my little dandy dictation detective kit.
Well, now, Mr. Howe hasn't come out of his house yet.
Let me see now. I got disguise number 12. That's the angry Frenchman.
Angry Frenchman.
Yeah. That's a Van Dyke beard and a pair of gloves for slapping people across the face.
I don't think I'd try that.
Oh, hey, I got it. This is the one, Molly. Disguise number 3. Male Chinese. Help me make up, quick.
Well, what do I do?
You take this adhesive tape and plant my eyes while I put this wig on.
That's the wig?
Short black wig. To be used with either disguise number 3, the male Chinese, or disguise number 20, Harvard man with a crew haircut.
David, when you're through being a detective, it should be better than steel wool for scrubbing our pots and pans. There now, dearie. Your eyes are done.
Good, are they planted?
Yeah.
You can go along without any disguise, kid, on account of because Hector Howell has never seen you. He won't know you.
Oh, McGee, look. Isn't that him leaving his house right now?
Yep, that's him. Now, quick, out the door. Little does Hector Howell know it, the fox saw McGee will hound him to his doom.
Have you still got the man in sight, dearie?
Don't you worry, I ain't took my eagle eye off of him. I'd be a mighty poor sleuth if I couldn't trail a big fellow like him wearing a green tweed suit.
Well, you almost lost him at 14th and Oak when your rig slipped down over your eyes.
Yeah. Howell ain't going to get out of my sight, you know, no matter what he tries to do. Where'd he go? He's gone. He disappeared. Where'd he go?
Into the shop down there.
He did. Which one? The chop suey parlor? I'll bet that's it. He's part of a smuggling ring. They're smuggling in them silk things that the Chinese women freak in, you know, pagodas.
No, it wasn't the chop suey parlor. It was the
It was the plumbing shop. Sure, that's it. He's part of a spy ring. They're going to put peepholes in all of our pipes with a periscope in the basement. They can sit down there and peep up our pipes.
Yeah, it wasn't a plumbing shop. It was the old English tailor shop.
The old English tailor shop. Very well. That's his game.
What's his game?
He's part of a pickpocket ring. He pays the old English tailor to make suits with shallow pockets so they're easier to pick.
Now, don't jump at conclusions, sir. Why not wait outside of the shop and see what he does when he comes out?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Let's stand in front of Kramer's drugstore here and pretend we're window shopping. You know, looking in.
You picked a lovely window, too.
That's nice.
That's as pretty a display of elastic stockings as I've seen in years. Oh, McGee, here comes Mr. Wilson.
Oh, now, quick, you duck in the drugstore, kiddo. You won't know me in this Chinese disguise.
I'll go buy some Christmas seals.
Good.
We need more Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes. Excuse me, please. Nalakan Sland. Have you got a mattress?
I'm sorry, I don't have one, McGee.
You're on, funny. Me not McGee. Me sing low.
Well, sing as loud as you please, pal. It can't sound any worse than that gibberish you're talking.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Didn't work.
Nice try, sing low.
Hello, Molly. What goes on here?
Well, he's a detective today, Mr. Wilcox. He's making like Hemingway Savage.
Oh, do you read Savage, pal? I picked up a copy of his latest book last night, The Case of the Carefree Cadaver.
I haven't read that one yet. But tell me about it, Hilo.
Well, you know, it was a cold night.
Mm-hmm.
Just right for sitting in front of an open fire.
Yeah?
So I took the book home, got a fire going.
Then you started to read.
No, then I went into the kitchen and made a big pan of chocolate fudge.
Oh, chocolate fudge.
Naturally, I used pet milk because its richness assures you perfect fudge.
Oh, yes, perfect fudge.
Smooth as butter and not a bit grainy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I piled the fudge on a plate and sat down in front of the fire.
And then you started to read.
No, then I ate the first piece of fudge.
Mm.
And was it terrific?
Mm-hmm. And then you started to read.
No, then I ate another piece. There just isn't any better chocolate fudge than the kind you make with Mary Lee Taylor's pet milk recipe.
Do you know how to read, Junior?
Why, sure, pal, but this recipe has been a favorite down through the years, and it's still so popular, it's been named the pet milk recipe of the month, featured in grocery stores everywhere.
Okay, Fudgy. But about Hemingway, this Hemingway Savage's book, tell me about that book, the book.
I'm sorry I can't, pal. I never read it.
You never read it?
No, I never intended to. I just tore out the pages and used them to start the fire with.
Got to go.
Now, we'll let you know what happens with our case, Mr. Wilcox. McGee may turn out to be another Sherlock Holmes.
I'm glad you mentioned Sherlock Holmes, Molly.
Why, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, because of the people who decide to make fudge and find that they have some pet milk handy.
What that got to do with Sherlock Holmes?
Well, good question. But then they realize that it's sure luck to have it in their home.
Maybe I ought to track him down. The worst crime anybody ever committed. Let me get this disguise off, Molly. It ain't
Well,
working
it
right
certainly didn't fool me.
No.
Molly.
Hello, Dr. Gamble.
And good day to you, musclehead.
No one shake. Back in the doorway here. I don't want to attract attention.
What are you doing? Hawking razor blades for Christmas money?
No, he's a detective today, Doctor.
There's no use telling him about it, Molly. He don't know nothing about detective work.
On the contrary, flap lip. As medical examiner of Wistful Vista, I've been closely associated with our police force.
Is that so?
Yes, two of my friends, Sergeant Max Schwartz and Sergeant O. Ginsberg, often take me along in their foul car.
Well, they must be there fouling in a Greyhound bus if they can get you in.
Oh, now, McGee. Have you had any exciting experiences, Doctor?
Oh, yes. Had one last week, Molly. We were cruising along when an order came over the radio. Car 10, that was ours.
Yeah.
Car 10, go at once to 14th and Oak. Car 18, go to 14th and Oak. Car 23, go to 14th and Oak. Car 27 to 14th and Oak.
My, how thrilling. What happened at 14th and Oak?
Plenty. We all got there at the same time, and there was the darndest four-car collision you ever saw. Goodbye, Molly. Happy cruise to you, Perry Mason.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Stupid experiences. When I track Hector Howell down, every newspaper in the country.
Oh, McGee, look.
Huh?
Look. Getting into the cab there. Isn't that Mr. Howell? He must have left ye old English tailor shopping while we were talking to Dr. Gamble.
Oh, no, that ain't him. Howell had on a green tweed suit. That guy's wearing a blue shirt.
Well, maybe he changed in the shop.
I ain't only going by the suit, kiddo. I got a camera eye. Once I put that eye...
He nodded to you. Anyone you know?
Yep.
Who?
Hector Howell. Skipping town. He's on the lam. Quick, where's our car?
At home.
Oh, curse it. Spoiled again.
King's men, and let the worry bird worry for you. He worries, worry for you. Yes, he twitters. Worry his head. The time of your life is spent. Bear that in mind. And trouble gets tough and gone gets rough. The bird worry for you. Bird toss and turn. Let the worry bird live on fire. The worry bird camp at the bed. Let the worry bird fall in a bed. Gets tough and the dawn gets rough. Let the worry bird worry for you. What he'll do.
All the rotten brakes. The guy slips right through my fingers.
Ah, well, we're almost home, dear.
Yeah.
There, Molly, McGee.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. Didn't see you coming.
Oh, hi, Lydia.
What are you so red in the face about, McGee? Been trying to lace your own shoes again?
Tell you what I'm so red in the face about, Lydia, because I've been working my brains out all day doing that so-called copy. You're around all day sitting around and what you're doing it, so that's
Oh, no.
Huh?
McGee, if you've been directing traffic again, that suspended sentence of yours still stands, and by George.
Oh, no, Mr. Mayor. No, not this time.
No. I've been trailing a criminal, a crook.
Well, if you have any evidence of criminal activity, McGee, turn it over to the police.
Ah, the police, Patooey. Them leaf-footed apple snatchers couldn't track a Great Dane with muddy feet across a half acre of bed sheet. Criminal trail, boy, I get out my disguises and track him down myself.
Where is he?
He got away.
What?
New neighbor of ours, a guy named Hector Howe. I seen him behind that tree right over there last night watching our house. But before I could get out there, he screamed.
How long did it take you to get out there?
About 14 hours. He went out at noon today.
Yeah. At least I run him out of town anyway. When he felt the keen glint of my piercing gray eyes knifing into his back, I bet a shudder went through him like he bit down on a cherry pit.
You know, I can get that just thinking about you, McGee.
He'll be back anyway, boy. He knows I'm after him. And
McGee?
Huh?
Isn't that Mr. Howell sweeping off his front steps?
Oh, my gosh, that's him. He came back to make a clean getaway. Come on, Miss Fitz. Come on, Mayor. You've been being on the arrest. You got your badge?
Badge? My police badge?
Yes.
Yes, I always carry it. Just a minute, McGee. I'm not sure this
There's
warrant
no
might...
time to lose now, boy. We're closing in. Now, if he reaches for a gun, Miss Trivia, you grab him, boy, and I'll drop back and protect Molly. Right? Right.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Be hasty about this.
Now, just a minute there, Howell. Don't make any false moves.
What was that?
Oh, it's you, McGee. Yeah, and I want to talk to you, Buster. Well, I wish I could say the same, but I can't. Frankly, if I never saw you again, Don't beat around the bush, Howell. You're talking to the mayor of this town now, boy, ain't you, Latrivia?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes, I am the mayor.
My name is Howell, Mr. Mayor. I'm happy to know you. I'll do the talking here, Buster. Where were you at 10:30 last night? What? I was home in bed if it's any of your business, but I... Oh, yeah? Then how come a guy wearing your hat was working behind that tree right there watching our house? Oh, where did you get such a stupid idea?
Show him the evidence, McGee. Show it to him.
There. You deny this is your hat? Yeah. We can get you for perjury, you know. Can't we, Latrivia?
Well, I hardly think there's any
That's my hat. Where did you get that hat? Aha, he admits his guilt. Dropped it last night. Guilty? Why, you give me my hat.
You take my husband, you big losin.
Stand back there, Howell. How would you like the mayor to punch you right in the nose?
I'd love it. But I assure you, I have no intention of punching
Latrivia, arrest that man.
Who, me? See, I'm not me, Mayor, and you'll be the next ex-mayor. What right is this rat to come over here with my hat, which... That's it. Mayor, I demand you arrest this man for stealing my hat.
What?
What? Oh, I don't think McGee would... I mean, it's the wrong size. You don't arrest him, I'll call the police. Now, don't push me, Howell.
If you don't arrest him, I'll call the governor.
Stop shoving me, McGee.
That man.
Back, all of you. Quiet. Here comes the little girl down the street. Now, don't let her hear you arguing like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hello there, Teeny. Little Hector's out in the backyard, Teeny. Run on back there and play.
Oh, there it is. There's the hat. I've been so worried about the hat.
This hat yours?
Mm-hmm. Yes, little Hank and I built a snowman yesterday, right behind that tree there, and Hank said we could put his daddy's hat on it, and today the snowman was all melted, but the hat was gone.
What do you know? Molly, that was just a little snowman with a hat on last night that frightened you so.
Let's play detective. Oh, hey.
That's what I say. Oh, heck. Well, it's nice to have had this chat with you, Howell. Drop over sometime.
Yes, and bring your wife.
Yeah, we'll play some canasta. Well,
And Molly return in a moment. You know, people do a lot of kidding about the terrible biscuits the brides bake, but I'll bet a lot of brides are mighty good cooks, especially those who use Mary Lee Taylor husband-tested recipes. You see, first these recipes are developed in the famous Pet Milk Kitchen. Then they're sent out to homes like yours, where the wives try the recipes and report what their husbands say about the food. And only those recipes given a big okay by husbands are called husband-tested. And you get one of these valuable husband-tested recipes on the label of every tall can of Pet brand evaporated milk. And don't forget, when you get Pet milk, you're getting milk that's double rich, concentrated to double richness by evaporation. And you're getting that milk for less generally than you'd pay for any other form of milk. So make sure the milk you buy is Pet evaporated milk. And make sure the recipes you use are husband-tested.
me and old Hector talk things over a while. We've become very good friends, Molly.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah, we decided as long as we were neighbors, we might as well be real neighbors. And anything either of us wants to borrow, the other guy will let him have it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He just called up, Billy.
Oh?
He's coming over tonight to get your car keys.
Hmm?
They want to go to Chicago.
Where's my fallback?
What are you going to do?
Just what I promised to do. Let him have it. Good night.
Good night, Al.
If you tried honestly to be helpful to someone in your family only to discover that you weren't really wanted, what would you do? Well, that's the question young wife Sally Carter faces in the story of the week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. Be sure to hear this story of family relations next Saturday morning. And remember, following the story, Mary Lee Taylor will give you her special recipe of the week for delicious snowball cookies. Easy to make, wonderful for Christmas. So tune in sure next Saturday morning for Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program, a Saturday morning favorite on NBC.
It's Big Town, then Playhouse on Broadway on NBC.
The Pet Milk program with Fibber McGee and Molly. First evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Peter Leeds, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Bill Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Band and Billy Mills Orchestra. Every mother wants the best for her baby. And when it's a question of the kind of milk to buy for your baby, this you can count on. There is no better milk than Pet evaporated milk. Safe? Yes, Pet milk, sterilized in a sealed can, is as safe as if there were no germ of disease in all the world. Easy to digest? Why, no milk you can buy is easier for a baby to digest than Pet milk. No milk is more uniformly rich. No milk provides a better balance of essential milk minerals and vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. And it's that combination, remember, that enables your baby to build sound teeth and strong, straight bones, and to make sturdy, steady growth. And here's something else worth remembering. Pet evaporated milk, so good for babies, costs less generally than ordinary bottled milk or any other form of milk. Now, knowing all these facts, you can easily understand why Pet Milk, the first evaporated milk, is the first food for millions of happy, sturdy babies. In these days of Walt Disney, we've become used to mice and pigs and cats who talk to each other. So it shouldn't be too surprising to hear an elk talking to his wife. In the home of Fibber McGee and Molly.
And us elks are in bad trouble, Molly. Our club is already mortgaged right up to the pigeons that roost on the roof.
And a big payment is due next week?
That's right. The second payment on the third installment of the fourth mortgage. We ain't got the money. So a committee is meeting today to figure out how to raise it.
Well, how does it happen that you're not on the committee, dearie?
Well, they called the meeting too early in the day for me, and besides, it looks like rain, and anyhow, I got other irons in the fire. And
Still choking?
also, I wasn't asked.
Well, that last reason stands up pretty well.
Well, I think Lasivia and Doc Gamble and the other guys on the committee were...
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hello, Molly. McGee.
Hi, Lasivia. Is the committee already through meeting?
Yes, McGee, and we hit upon a splendid plan to raise the money.
Yeah?
An exhibition of championship pool.
Well,
You mean pool, like on a pool table with pool balls and a pool cue?
Yes. Yes. I thought I summed it up rather well in the one word, pool. Admission will be charged, of course.
well, who'll give this exhibition, Mr. Mayor?
The champion of our club will meet the Elks Club champion from the city of Slow Rapids. A winner take all. They've agreed to have their man here in time for the match tonight.